Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Divya. I'm a certified counselor and here today just to give a brief about harmony relationship. So, first, what do you think relationships are? We come across many relationships, but today we are talking about couple relationship or else husband wife relationship. Nowadays there is lot of miscommunication and many misunderstandings. So I thought it's good if we talk about married relationships or marital relationships. So, what do you think in married relationships, the basics that you need to inculcate to understand your spouse? Many of you tell. I can't see chats. Correct. Yeah, Shweta is telling it is respect. Yeah, there are multiple things in it. One is, as you said, respect. One is giving time. One is talking. Many a time we hold our uh, feelings or emotions. Correct, communication. Sometimes it leads to correct giving time. So it leads to many a times emotionally you may feel distressed or you may feel difficulty. Sometimes it goes to like depressions and all. And in today's couples, what we are seeing is we're due to the busy life, busy schedule, we are not able to give the sufficient time, or else we can say at least a meal together. Sometimes that is only creating, that may be creating some kind of misunderstanding or disturbance. Everybody are busy in their career, social life, or anything per se. So, one thing is, as Shweta ma'am said, it is respect, communication, and also while communicating, exchange your thoughts or feelings. Yeah, obviously, many a times you don't like. If your spouse says, I want this, or do like this, do like this, obviously we don't like. But for the time being, don't tell no directly. Sometimes it may hurt the your spouse, or you may be into hurt. So always it is a give and take policy. If you don't like also, tell in a subtle way so that your yes acceptance. So you should convey the message, and you should see that how the your spouse, not only your spouse, whenever you wanted to convey anything to a person, if you don't like also, tell in a very subtle way so that the relationship won't get disturbed. So, as I said, so we need to give time as well. And many times, husband wife is busy in their own career or their own life. Many times it affects children. They are not able to talk to neither parents, both the parents, or they were not able to interact. So, in a day, like how you schedule your official meetings or official work, same way give some time to your kids as well, because nowadays we are able to see that many kids they feel so lonely. So what do you think about it? Can anyone talk? You can unmute yourself. No, I was telling, many a times couples, husband wife, they'll be busy in their work or other socializing. So somewhere I feel kids are not getting plenty time in relationship. Like they're not able to talk to either papa, mama. Morning they leave, evening they come. Kids will be packed up with their studies, or papa, mama will is busy in their. They'll be tired and all. So what I was trying to tell is you need to give us some amount of time to the kids as well. So I think the dinner time is more sufficient. One dinner together a day. So I was just asking them, how do you feel about it? No one is talking. Hope everybody is liking my speech or my this thing, my message, what I'm trying to tell. Unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry. I am extremely sorry. My apologies, madam. It is actually like that. People are feeling little shy even in talking to this kind of forum. Similarly, in families also, I have seen that the people will have that some kind of reservation. You may not like it. You may take it in a different way. I'm very busy in my schedule, or I am having 100 tension, and in the meantime, sometime wife says something, so I may bounce back in a different way. Okay,
Correct.
so these all are there. That's why I'll just wanted to tell you that some houses have got one beautiful system of a house meeting. Okay, maybe once in a week or once in a day, as you said, खाने के टाइम पे बात करना जरूरी है. बट कई बार क्या है, खाने के टाइम पे नहीं बात करनी है, क्योंकि खाने करते करते खाना भी खराब हो जाएगा लोगों का. तो इट इज बेटर दैट वी हैव अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम एंड वी शेयर एवरीथिंग. कल ही मैंने एक अच्छा आर्टिकल लिखा था. आई विल शेयर श्वेता विद यू अबाउट द फैमिली कम्युनिकेशन इन माय समाज, दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन शुड बी देयर. देयर शुड बी ओपननेस. अगर वो ओपननेस नहीं है तो लोगों को बहुत तकलीफ होती है, क्योंकि एक why I wrote that also, I will tell you that one girl was in love with somebody, and she suddenly left the house and parents said हमको बताया भी नहीं है. Okay, so that kind of situation was there, and I had to intervene in between. So that openness was not there in that house. Welcoming. Even if you want to criticize, I am welcoming that. So that kind of positive attitude, positive steps are required in every family. I think that is a missing nowadays because of maybe very work pressure, or sometime financial pressure also. People don't want to discuss everything very openly. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Yes, as you said, you're right, sir. So only when you talk in your family, don't keep any kind of what we can say limitations. When you be open, the things will go better. What we are seeing is in today's adolescence, parents are very strict. Many a times, the kid can't open up. It comes out in either ways. He may get in physically like stomach pain or something or the other. So it's always better to talk. Priya ma'am, you want to tell, Priyanka ma'am, you want to tell anything?
Yes, ma'am. Just wanted to add one thing which will, harness the harmony in the relationship is that we can, like four members are there, mother, father, and two children. We can write a list that what my husband wants. One favorite activity of all the four, and then weekly or maybe in 4 days it will go on a rotation that everybody will follow the favorite activity of father, and then next mother, then again brother, and then sister. So in that way they will know that only my thing will not happen. Like kids, what happens, नहीं ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, आपको ऐसा करना पड़ेगा. No, they know कि मुझे भी three members की I have to take care and follow the favorite activity of my family members also. And like 5 to 10 minutes of some game we can keep, like at the time of night before sleeping. Okay, what good thing happens today? All the four will write, and in the way we will come to know what happened in your life. One line, two lines. In this way we can do gratitude also, and they will come to know about each other's lifestyle of the day, what happened, and one bad thing, what could go wrong, what was the worst thing happened. One line that also, and then one goal. Okay, tomorrow what is the agenda? You tell me what you will do. So one task, and it is actually a personality development, but we can add it as a game in the night time so that we can know each other well and we will stay connected in this busy schedule system. We can do that.
Correct. Yes, correct. So as you said, that is a good way of communicating or talking. One more thing, like when the kids ask you something and when you tell no, what I have seen, the kids will get curiosity. That too in adolescent age. They get the curiosity that why mama said no, why they tend to do it if you tell no. So instead of telling no, tell in some other way that should convince the kid as well as he should accept that. Am I right? So that way, because many nowadays kids are more exploring, they explore day to day many things. So instead of telling no, tell in either way that they will understand or they will accept. If you tell no or not possible, for sure they will try it. Sorry, sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. So what I was trying to tell is, tell in a subtle way. Because today, 20 years back, what we were kids are not today's kids. There, because this thing is going very fast. Your technology is it has improved, and there are multiple options for them. 20 years back, we were not having this kind of that to mind like mobiles and all came in last 20 years, I can tell. But nowadays kids are exploring like anything. So what I'm trying to tell is, whenever you interact with your kid, if you don't like, also tell them in a subtle way, because kids are very sensitive. That to today's kids, minute to minute they will be exploring something or the other. One more relationship which I feel like talking is in-laws. In today's way of life or style of life, many nuclear families is there. Hardly we see joint families. So many a times it may lead to many misunderstanding or miscommunication while talking, or even today's generation they are not liking to stay in a joint family. But sometimes it will be out of their control, means they have to stay there. They won't be having any other options. So while interacting with either father-in-law or a mother-in-law, if you don't like, or if you want to convey them some message, try to convey that message the way they understand. Many times we get that ego, and we tend to tell in a harsh manner, so that your relationship gets damaged. Like people will tell you're like this or you're like that. So you may be judged there. So it's always better to tell in a subtle way. Like if you don't like, tell in either ways. No, I'm not feeling like. Or if they tell some work or the other to do, convey them the message. No, today I'm not able to do. I'm tired. Or I'll do it later. But avoid telling on face like, I can't do it. If you tell, the other person may feel hurt, and again there will be a clash. So it's always better to tell the way they understand or the way they cope or the situation, because many a times it gets, as I said, lots of unwanted relationships misunderstanding may happen. So it's always better to tell in a subtle way. What do you think? Am I right? Yes. Thank you. So, so as I said, one is so we were talking about in-laws this thing because in today's era or today's generation, no one will like staying with in-laws or in a joint family because the day they come, they need the freedom. But that doesn't work, right? So each and every relationship is important and necessary in life. We can't tell, no, only I, me, my husband, my kids. It's a minute to break the relationship, but to nurture, it's very difficult. Once breaking glass, you can't, once the glass is broken, you can't join it again. Broken is broken. Same with parents also. Many times we take it for granted while talking to a father, our father or mother. If you don't tell, we tell them off on face. But they take in a lighter way as they have understood you, their kids, or our parents have understood us. Same way, if we try to apply with in-laws, it's not possible. So we should understand our parents, why they are telling, what they are trying to convey. Sometimes when our parents tell, before they finish the sentence, we tend to react for that. Always it comes in a negative shade. Why are you why are you telling like this or why are you telling like that? Again, there will be a misconception, or it's always we try to tell it directly on face. In our, like, in mother's place we do that, but we go when we go to the in-laws place, it's not possible. So in all the relationships, what father, mother, or any relationship for that is very important, because what we inculcate in our childhood, this or in our younger age, the same thing we will inculcate in our older age or in our head of life. Anybody wants to share anything? I'm only talking. You are welcome.
Madam, actually, it depends on how the family has been constituted, how the roots, how actually when we see the family, normally as a psychologist, the case comes to us when it is already grown up tree. Okay, but
Yeah.
the root causes, what seeds you have sowed at that time, it matters a lot actually. Then we cannot, sometimes we try to do correction, but sometimes that correction is also not possible. Okay, I'll share some certain experiences here. I hope it's an interactive program. Then otherwise
Yes,
you please complete. Then we will discuss at the end of the
sir,
program.
you can talk. I'm listening to you. Please talk, sir.
Because when I go for family counseling, son is not talking to the father, daughter is not talking to the mother. Okay, some issues are there. And when you talk about the joint families, one case I would like to say, I was called for a counseling. The kids were very naughty, very funny, damaging everything. कुछ भी हाथ में आता है तोड़ देना है. And he happened to be a very big fellow, diamond merchant actually. And when I went there, it's a big palatial house. They have drivers, that kind of family, cultural families. And so what happened actually when I just reached half an hour early. Normally, such counseling I undertake at their places to understand what is their living style actually. Okay, I don't call them to my place. So when I went there, that like I could observe that the kids are really what the problem was there. It was like that. And unfortunately, part then one I concluded when the father came, when I talked to mother also, kids, I didn't talk to kids, I just observed them. And finally, I told the parents the problem is that you have got beautiful advocates in your house. That's why you are not able to control the kids, and you are not able to argue with the advocates also. Now, who are the advocates? Grandfather and grandmother. तुमको हमारा बच्चा ही दिखता है हमेशा, तुम उसको ही डांटता रहता है, हम तुमको कभी डांटता नहीं है. That kind of culture was there, and इतने beyond control. Okay, then they were telling sir what to do. I said first of all, instead of counseling the children, I would like to counsel your father and mother, that is grandfather and grandmother of the children, because we are inculcating habit today. They are coming as a rescue team to them. आप कुछ भी बोलते हो, father and mother were very much interested in inculcating the good habit, good culture, discipline into the kids. Whereas the grandfather and grandmother, in a overjoy of having that dada dadi ka scenario, they were always protecting the kids. अरे ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा उसको मत डांटो, and that too in front of the kids. So kid got more empowerment that हमारे लिए तो advocate available है, हमको कौन हाथ लगाना, that kind of feeling. So the entire scenario, I was called for the counseling of the kids actually. Whereas
Okay.
I did not talk to kids at all. I had to talk to only parents, and I had to talk to grandparents only, because the correction required. So it is difficult sometimes to understand exactly where things have gone wrong, why things are going wrong now. That's what I would like to share.
Correct, correct, sir. Whatever you said is right. That's what I said from childhood or from early childhood. It's better to inculcate that, give them a practice about the things that they should do or they should not do, so that they understand. Initially, you may feel difficult or many tantrums may occur, but gradually they get the tendency to accept or the lifestyle which you are trying to give it to them, or you are trying to make them understand. Anybody wants to tell anything? Yeah, thank you, sir. So, somebody talk now. If you want to share anything, you can share. You're welcome.
Actually, that kind of closeness is lacking even in husband and wife also, I have seen. I
Yes.
am not a part of family, which is the closest relationship in the world, you can say husband and wife, then the openness is missing sometime. And that's why as a third person, we are required, all the psychologists or the counselors, they are required to mediate in between. And that kind of mediation, we try to find out that exactly today the vehicle is, the vehicle has come to garage to a mechanic in a not working condition. So what has gone wrong, we have to identify actually. And there is one recently I had to counsel a marriage, had a love marriage actually, a couple who had gone for a love marriage. And coincidentally, the wife was a boss in the office, and the husband was working under her in the office. So that kind of scenario, love marriage ho gaya. I said financial problem, both are earning almost around 45 lakh rupees put together, family income. So finally, that's not a problem. So ultimately, I had to go to do them. I just suggested why don't you go to holiday? They said, sir, last week only we came from the Mauritius, and fight started there only. So see, now it's very difficult. Then I had to go through entire. Then it was a divorce case actually. It was a divorce case, and it started in a such a way that I had to go through, and you will not believe what I could I could find. I had to talk to the father of a girl that please stop interfering in their family. This is now I was not called for counseling to that father actually. See, that's what I'm telling you. You are looking at the problem here. Problem is here, but root may be somewhere different. Like I give you earlier example of the kids. The kids were not a problem. That is
Right.
only visible problem, but the real root cause problem is something different. Here also, the husband and wife relation is a problem which is sin. Okay, but when I interacted, I had almost 4 5 hours session. Every week I used to give some exercises to them. Counseling also not an easy that you sit to in front of ask what happened, what happened. It is not that. I used to give certain exercises to them. First of all, making them to come, because girl had already left the house. She came to her father's house. The boy was there. They had purchased a beautiful apartment also. Everything, it's a set life. Everything is life, and one kid also. In addition to that, they have one kid also. But when you go for root cause analysis, that how it has started, then ultimately the needle went in front of the father, not mother. That's only father of the girl. And I had to talk to that gentleman also. Okay, then ultimately the divorce was withdrawn, and now it's a reconciled family. But that's exactly it happens whenever we talk with anybody. आज हस्बैंड वाइफ में भी क्यों कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम होते हैं, फादर मदर बच्चों के साथ में होते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू कि अगर फैमिली का जो कंड्यूसिव एटमोस्फियर है, आई कैन टॉक एनी प्रॉब्लम विथ मी. आई इफ आई एम गेटिंग लेस मार्क, आई शुड टेल मदर. That kind of confidence children should have then. And one more thing, that what more damages is giving, that when you are not listening to your people, your own people, I mean to say, you means anybody in the family, when you are not listening to your own people, there are outsider available for listening those things and misguiding them also.
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you, this is a very bitter truth of the life, that if you
Correct.
are my mother, you are not listening to me, my friend is already there over a cup of a beer or over a cigarette. He is ready to listen to me, and also he is ready to misguide me.
Correct.
So that's why the family bonding from family emotions are utmost necessary. And for that, as I told you, it is not that we don't have any magical stick with us. Abracadabra ho gaya, aisa nahi hai. It's a very lengthy process one has to involve. People have to understand, because we don't read the books, we read the minds actually. And माइंड में कब क्या आता है, क्या लिखा है, हमको क्या भगवान को भी नहीं मालूम होता है कई बार तो. Okay,
Correct.
thank you
As
for
you said,
patience listening.
thank you, sir. As you said,
I also
nowadays,
want to share.
go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, actually, what happens, like as sir said very rightly, that seeds are sown in the childhood only. And the environment is made up of the kinds of movies we watch. You know, every human being who is successful is nurtured by a very mature and loving and caring mother. Actually, the root cause, positive root cause, is always a mother or good parents and the love between the parents. So
Correct.
that raises the good personalities, and the children are very, very nice. And sometimes, like, we should learn first of all the art of sitting with ourselves. Then we should teach it to our children also. Like, how to sit with yourself means how to both of you should sit. Holiday doesn't only mean going and having some fun and coming back. Did you spend some time with each other? Did you talk what happens in our office? Okay, what wrong we could do, what best we can do with ourselves? No. If what will happen, some trekking will happen, some restaurant will happen, some songs will happen, some discotheque will happen, and the holiday is over. No. Holiday is all about sitting with each other. And one personal thing what happened with me today, I was just about to leave my workplace by 1 o'clock, and it happened that I was just waiting and waiting, and I was thinking, why am I waiting? I should be leaving. I have some work to do. why should I wait? And I was just sitting with my, colleague. And what happened in the end, something we were talking about a festival, and she came up with something which I really wanted, just chit chatting, just relaxing. And then second scene happened when my other colleague came and she shared that she's having a toothache or something like that. And we were not having any professional job to do. And simply I came up with my Ho'oponopono prayer and I just wrote that and gave it to her. And then I thought ki from 1 o'clock till 1:30, I was simply sitting idle. What was the magic about it? The magic was that I wanted to help somebody. The universe wanted ki you have to give some solution to someone. And I also got a solution from my different colleague. I was searching for that thing. And just in gossips, she told me, okay, I know this person, this, that. And kind of mera kaam ban gaya. And so this is the power of silence and sitting with a no job, sitting doing nothing. So that we need to tell our children a play time or a time in the park or nature walk in the morning or night walk. These things are made only to get deep into our emotional being and telling pains to each other and sharing. See, you did this, you hurted me. Yet this all happens only when we are jobless. No professionalism, no breakfast, no lunch, no cooking, and just free before sleeping in the night, or maybe when you get up in the morning, or maybe one day we fix in the week, just a leisure walk or just a long drive. Then the deepest things of our heart come out. So I think this every family should inculcate, and the parents and also the in-laws should teach teach it to the newly married couple. Okay, go for a long walk, go for a holiday. They should teach actually. That's it I have to tell. Thank you
Yeah,
for listening.
thank you so much. Yeah, why I was telling you is at least a meal a day is many a times parents won't be having that sufficient time to give to their kids. Morning they get up, they run to office, come back, and they, many a times it will be a continuation of the work at home as well. So kids won't get the time to talk to the either father or mother. So at least if they have a meal at a day, one time at the night or any time they wish, so that as you said, sir, in many families it's not allowed to talk or interact while eating, but at least they may open up. Kids, you never know, they may talk. So that is where I feel it's a well family time. What we can say, you eat together, you sit together. If not talking, also at least you're sitting in a room or wherever you eat. Yes, sir. Uh, Buchira, sir. I think he wants to talk.
No, 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 ma'am. Please continue.
Well, he's talking something.
Uh,
Not audible.
Mr. Suri.
no, ma'am. He's denying. So you can continue.
Okay. So that's why I was telling like at least a meal a day. It's become so, this thing nowadays is people are so busy. As I said, work, social life. I feel that people have taken granted about their personal life. Yes, go to their favorite restaurants. Yes. So as Priyanka said also, that is also a good point. Like when we, she has written something, one second. Yes, become good friends and also do activities they love. Go to favorite restaurants or do shopping with them. Do hair massages and cook their favorite meal. Yeah, these are all, as you said, it's very necessary to do so that you can understand them and you can build a good relationship. Anyone wants to talk?
Absolutely agree,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, Jyoti, ma'am.
It's always a one-way communication, so I'm asking, I'm sorry. Yes, Jyoti ma'am, please tell.
Ma'am, I think harmony in relationships, it is something which even I need to implement. It is when you are able to appreciate the good in all in the family, and you have a forgiving and compassionate heart, able to forgive what you don't like, and you don't take relationships for granted, and you develop good communication skills, and you are aware of the likes and dislikes of the others, and you keep it in mind, not always concerning about your likes and dislikes, but concerning about the other person's likes and dislikes. That is very important
Correct,
to build harmony in relationships.
correct,
Whatsoever may be, whichsoever relationship, in every relationship is mandatory.
correct, Jyoti ma'am. As you said, we should acknowledge the good things also. When we try to tell that if you don't like, no, to point out their good things also.
And ma'am, one more thing, unconditionally love them. No terms, no conditions. You're not doing a business.
Correct,
You're just respecting and valuing the relationship, which is most important in the world, gift of God. No
correct.
terms and conditions that I am doing this for you, so you should also do this for me. No, just loving them for the sake of loving them, taking it as a gift of God.
Yes, as you said, Jyoti ma'am, it should be an unconditional love. But now what we are seeing is all relationships only is of expectations.
Ma'am,
So
this
that
even
is
I need to implement. Even I need to implement the most, because at times when I do something for my siblings and I don't get a good response, even I become very key. I do so much for them and they take me for granted. No, I am eldest in the family. I should develop motherly affection for them. Like
correct.
take them like my kids and forgive them where required. I don't need to desire them to love and respect me. I should desire to give them love and respect. That is the way to God.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, as
Oh,
I
yes,
I would
ma'am.
like to add here one thing
yes,
that it's a two way. It is not one way. आप कुछ भी कर लीजिए, unless and until proper response you get, it will not be possible. Because with kid also, mother can force implement, hard become hard up to certain extent. उसके बाद में she also expects something that children should respect. In any relationship, it is always two-way communication. If it is a one-way communication, it is not a communication. It's only instruction. बाबाजी बोलते रहते हैं, हजार लोग सुनते रहते हैं. It is not like that. When we talk that there should be harmony. So harmonious relationship, when it will build, it will. I say something, you understand something. You say something, I understand something. You respect me, I respect you. Okay. Otherwise, I respect you, I respect you, for how long? You tell me. That is the culture now.
Yes,
If children are asking parents, if you have produced us, you have given education, that is your basic responsibility. You shouldn't. I have heard children telling very slang language to their parents that if that was the case, then why you produce us? If you cannot give us a proper life, why you produce us that time? So those kind of things are also coming. And as one madam rightly said, कि movies वगैरह का ज़्यादा influence चल रहा है आजकल. As I told you, friendship का ज़्यादा influence चल रहा है इन लोग के ऊपर में. Okay, so that's why जितना early days से if we start showing good things, that will be, the tree will be giving a good fruit in the future. That we have to ensure, because sometime it is possible, sometime it may not be possible. I have seen one classic example. Father, whatever wants to say something, the son in between, अरे आप नहीं समझेंगे अभी. This is a new technology. This is something. See, अरे भाई टीवी चालू करना, टीवी बंद करना, मुझे थोड़ा समझा दे, ब्राइटनेस कैसे बढ़ाना, साउंड नहीं, आप नहीं समझेंगे आप. एंड द सन इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी देयर. मेनी थिंग्स आई हैव सीन. कुछ भी बात करते हैं तो बोलते नहीं, आप रुक जाए, आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. अरे आप see, books doesn't give wisdom. Okay, wisdom is coming by experience,
correct.
and experience doesn't give you knowledge. Knowledge is coming from the books. So it's such a balancing act we have to maintain, that we have a knowledge also, we have a wisdom also, we have a maturity also, and that everybody do not understand. Otherwise, तो आप अभी देखिए, रशिया और यूक्रेन का वॉर ही नहीं होता था. if everybody has a good harmony, good relationship, so many things we are hearing in media nowadays. अरे भाई भाई में झगड़ा क्यों होता है? Because of this होता है. Yeah, I have certain limit. Everybody has got limit of tolerance. Beyond that, ना mother सुनती है, ना father सुनता है, ना बच्चे सुनते हैं. So that it is a very clear borderline of a threshold. That's a threshold कि इससे beyond मैं नहीं सह पाऊंगा आपको. वो चाहे आप मेरे फादर हो, मदर हो, वाइफ हो, कोई भी रहने दो. That is my limit, and that's break even point जिसको बोलते हैं बिजनेस में. Yeah, that is my break even point. That's all. Thank you, madam. I actually I start speaking, then it is very difficult for me to stop. Actually, there's a lot of
Divya
flow
ma'am.
going on into my mind.
Yes.
It's
Thank you so much, sir,
Hello.
for adding wonderful
Hello,
question.
good evening, ma'am.
Just
Divya,
a
ma'am.
second.
yes, ma'am. Tell me, please.
SKG. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your honorable, guidance, and also, sir has been really motivating all of us by giving his case studies. Actually, I
Yes, ma'am.
put a question in the chat box, so
Yes.
I wanted to discuss about that.
Okay.
Yes,
One
ma'am. The
second.
question is, if grandparents are very rigid and keep protecting the kids during wrong behavior, how to handle the situation? Mother become a puppet in family. How to handle the family situation?
Try to convince them in a subtle way that they should understand.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to, like in studies or in anything, when they do a wrong thing, make them understand that he has done a mistake or you are trying to correct your son. Try to make them understand in their way that how they can understand. Many a times ego may hurt that we are elders. I'm telling that she's not listening. All that will come, but try to tell them the way they subtle way instead of telling directly. One thing, they should not get their ego should not hurt, because whenever you try to tell that, you can't tell them directly, don't say come to my son's this thing, or don't, so it hurts them. So it may, as I said, it may hurt their ego also. So it better to tell in different way that how they get that message, because anyway you can't tell directly, because again there will be a miscommunication. Hello.
Okay. Sir,
Yeah.
Dharmendra sir,
Yeah.
sir, what are your inputs, sir? If the grandparents are constantly protecting the children in wrong activities, and it is really degrading the children to that level, and the mother becomes a puppet, and the father has become a sandwich between mother and the daughter, and mother and wife.
No.
Have you tried talking to him?
To whom?
Hello.
To whom?
Your in-laws, your grandparents.
The grandparents are very. That was one case that came to me. Okay,
Okay.
as a counselor, and the grandparents were extremely rigid. They were not ready to open up. They were not ready to come up for counseling even. So the mother was suffering.
So instead of telling them to call them for a counseling, just tell them to bring as a friend house or anything like that, so that you can try talking to them. Hope I'm right, Dharmendra sir.
No, this has got two dimensions actually. Now,
Yes,
if
sir.
you see, mother has become puppet, and
Yeah.
the father is also now fighting with three people: kids, husband, and parents. Will be
Yes.
difficult for a single lady. Okay,
Correct, sir.
now you have to tie up the boundaries first of all. who
Uh-huh.
can be, well, immediately come to your rescue. Okay, I feel now since kids are already getting advocacy from the grandparents, only husband is left with you. So
Uh-huh.
husband can be convinced, and for convincing, it is not the verbal words we can convince nowadays. If the depending on the situation and understanding,
Uh-huh.
because educational
Uh-huh.
background is also plays very important role. Their cultural values plays a very important role. That's why initially I told you that some counseling I undertake at their premises, not at I don't call them, because I want to understand what is their living standard, how is their culture,
Yes,
how is
yes.
the environment they are grown up. So
So
I tell
true,
them
sir.
that I will come at so and so time. Okay, now in this case,
Uh-huh.
if the situation is not very good, there may be some
Uh-huh.
deterioration into the schooling also.
Yes,
If we
yes.
have some facts available from the teacher's note, some marks, poor marks, or some poor comment from the teacher that children are not doing, that is to be taken to husband first, in taking confidence. It is not counseling is not just आपने कुछ शब्द कह दिए, ऐसा नहीं है मैडम. Lot of analysis is required. I am telling you. Okay, my 40
Uh-huh.
years experience I am sharing with you. It is not आप
Uh-huh.
counselor बन गए कि हाँ आप आ जाइए हम आपको counseling. It is not like that. And I am
Yes,
telling
yes.
you, once husband is convinced, once he will get convinced also, because he is also ultimately interested for a betterment of the children. So once
Yes.
husband is convinced, now you have a fight with two people. One is kid and one is grandparents. Okay, so you have to
Uh-huh.
take step by step action. It is not that आपको सब लोग हाँ बोल देंगे, and grandparent को आप कहेंगे, वो अगर कहीं गांव में घर है तो बोलेगा अच्छा हम तो हमारे गांव चले जाते हैं, तुम लोग अपने बच्चे को पालो. So that all
Uh-huh.
situation depends के how you are taking care. I have seen these are practical example. I have
Uh-huh.
hundreds of cases which I have been handling. उसमें ये चीज
Uh-huh.
आता है, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं ठीक है अभी हमारी कहाँ पड़ी है, तुम लोग तो तू अपना फैमिली में पड़ी रहती है तेरी तो ऐसा
Uh-huh.
हार्श वर्ड के लिए भी तैयारी रहनी चाहिए. So for that, one lady will not be able to do. I have already one case available that for that, because husband has raised hand कि मुझे कुछ नहीं करना, तू और तेरे बच्चे संभाल. Okay, that
Yes,
kind of thing.
so true, sir. Correct.
So वो हस्बैंड ना उसमें ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स नहीं है, जो कुछ केस मेरे पास है उसमें, तो वो बोल रहा है कि तुम संभालो और तुम्हारे बच्चे. तो आई आस्क मेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट ये बच्चे मेरे हैं क्या, पड़ोसी से आए हैं क्या?
Hmm. अच्छा.
Is पड़ोसी is responsible for this kid? Who is responsible? तो
Uh-huh.
you have to go into the depth slowly. और आपको भी मैं यही
Uh-huh.
सजेस्ट करूंगा, you are a counselor, प्लीज गो थ्रू द रूट कॉजेस. आप जितना इंटरेक्शन आपका
Uh-huh.
ज्यादा होगा उतना इनपुट आपको ज्यादा मिलेगा. प्लीज कीप योर फेयर नोट्स
Uh-huh.
ऑफ योर ऑल इनपुट, बिकॉज जब मैं कई बार काउंसलिंग करता हूँ, आप मानेंगे नहीं, मेरे पास
Uh-huh.
जो टेप बुक लेके बैठता हूँ उसमें हर एक ने क्या बोला, क्या
Uh-huh.
इनपुट दिया, इट गोज बिकॉज इट्स ए. और कई बार क्या होता है कि इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी आज मैं काउंसलिंग कर रहा हूँ तो आज ही आपको मैं ठीक कर दूंगा. ओके, प्लीज bear in
Uh-huh.
mind, nobody is a good counselor here. Okay, we are all
Yes.
learning from experiences. So अगर आप
Uh-huh.
सोचते हैं कि you are a doctor, somebody has come, आज मुझे पेट में दर्द है डॉक्टर साहब, तो आप मुझे दवाई दे दीजिए. We are not that kind of doctors. क्या ये 2 गोली खा जाओ ठीक हो जाओ? It is not like that. Let me understand the case. आपने मुझे input दिया है, let me analyze. किस तरह से? I give an example of that lady and the boy wanted a divorce. I had to interact many times. I had to interact many
Uh-huh.
times. I had to give certain exercises. Best exercise for this family, I would say that
Uh-huh.
grandparents को अभी छोड़ देते हैं. Husband and wife
Uh-huh.
को आप exercise दीजिए. What I like and
Uh-huh.
what I don't like in you. Husband
Uh-huh.
should write 5 sentences of liking in the wife, 5 sentences not liking in the wife. Wife should
Uh-huh.
write 5 sentences what I like in my husband and what I don't like me. So don't like me क्या आ जाएगा? You are not supporting me in growing the kid. Those kind of exercise only will give you right direction. ऐसे आप बोलेंगे मैं so and so हूँ, मैं तो काउंसलर हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है. आपको you have to think. That's why मतलब just sharing my personal experience, because
Uh-huh.
along with the psychology, I have already done my advanced diploma in business management, masters in marketing, masters in human relations management, MBA in, so that management blend and psychology दोनों साथ to साथ चलती है. Apart of this thing, I am learning
Oh,
from this
that's
kind of
great.
program also. Shweta has been so
Uh-huh.
thankful to always sending me the link. So it's always learning for us.
Thank you, sir. Same
Wonderful
thing here.
inputs, sir.
I've learned a
Sir,
lot of things.
Wonderful
Sir,
question, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You want to add?
yes, Dharmendra sir and Divya ma'am. Dharmendra sir, a wonderful way of looking at it and very, very holistic approach you have, sir. Hats off to you, sir.
Absolutely, Dharmendra sir
Yeah,
and Divya ma'am.
my only appeal to everybody is that
Mm-hmm.
you are not marketing yourself. Who is marketing you?
Mm-hmm.
The people who you are making. It's just like a doctor. If I ask you कि भाई मैं नागपुर में रहने के लिए नया आया हूँ, श्वेता, who is a good doctor in your area? तो श्वेता will tell
Mm-hmm.
this is her experience कि सर इस डॉक्टर के पास जाइए आप, बराबर है? So it is not
Mm-hmm.
that we are professional and we have to handle in a very professionalism. ऐसा ना हो कि आज हम लोग जाएं किसी के फैमिली के अंदर में और आज जो इतना डिस्टेंस है उसको हम इतना डिस्टेंस कर दें. नो, वी आर नॉट हियर. एटलीस्ट हमसे नहीं होता है तो बोलेंगे सर सॉरी योर फैमिली. आई हैव टोल्ड. अभी मैं एक
Uh-huh.
काउंसलिंग के लिए गया था. उसको बच्चा नहीं पढ़ रहा था बराबर. आई टॉक टू चाइल्ड आल्सो, आई टॉक टू पेरेंट्स आल्सो, एंड इन माय कंक्लूडिंग आई टोल्ड कि आप इसके ऊपर पैसा बर्बाद मत करिए, आप इसको स्कूल से उठा लीजिए. ओके,
Uh-huh.
तो इट इज नॉट दैट नहीं बच्चा पढ़ेगा, अरे इंजीनियरिंग कर देगा, मैं काउंसलर हूं, मैं समझा दूंगा उसको. नो, आई टोल्ड वेरी क्लियरली पेरेंट्स, यू आर वेस्टिंग योर मनी एंड बॉय का टाइम आप खराब कर रहे हैं. उसको इसमें से उठा लीजिए. उसको म्यूजिक में जाना है, उसको म्यूजिक में डालिए. गिटार खरीद के दे दीजिए, तबला खरीद के दे दीजिए. ही विल डू मच बेटर इन दैट. आपकी
Yes,
आपकी
sir.
थिंकिंग ही
Very,
चेंज करिए. आप अपनी
sir,
थिंकिंग चेंज
आपकी
करिए.
Yes, absolutely.
yes, sir.
Wonderful
Very
input,
wise,
sir.
full of wisdom, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
thank you
can
so
we
much,
have your
ma'am.
email ID and contact number in the
मेरा
chat
श्वेता
box?
जी आप शेयर कर दीजिए मेरा ईमेल.
हाँ.
मैं यहाँ लिख दूं, मैं यहाँ पे इफ यू
Yes,
डोंट
sir.
माइंड
You
आई
can
कैन.
share
हाँ, chat box
your
में.
mail ID in the chat box. And
इसमें
friends, I have shared the WhatsApp and Telegram group. You can join that. I will share there the recording, the live session, and also different sessions, spiritual, physical, and mental health. We are basically, spreading awareness and positive health healers. We also started one, survey for the youth to solve the concerns of the youth. We are coming up with lots of new initiative. And thank you so much, friends, for wonderful session. Thank you so much, Divya ma'am, for wonderful interactive
You
session. It's really
hope
grateful
everybody
to have
liked
you.
this session.
And thank you, Dharmendra sir, and also Priyanka ma'am left. But wonderful inputs you have gained. And thank you so much, friends, for joining. And next Thursday, 8 p.m., we have another session. Thank you, Renu ji, for joining after a long time. I have seen her. Thank you, everyone.
श्वेता, with your permission, 1 minute I will take here.
Yes,
One
sir.
minute I'll take.
Sure.
दिव्या मैडम आप नहीं थी लास्ट टाइम. मैंने एक शेयर किया था. मेरे पास कुछ समाज के लोग आए थे and they wanted me to counsel the people. मतलब सर they said there are more number of divorces in our समाज में, तो आप उनको गाइड करिए so that आप मतलब we can avoid that kind of divorces. I said how many people are ready to take divorce, मतलब कितने cases है? Then they said around 5-6 cases are there in front of us. I asked one question to them: how many new marriages are going to be fixed? Every year we have certain X number of marriages are taking place. So we had around total 600, 800 candidates for getting married. Okay. Ultimately, I said that 4-5 divorce के लिए we will not waste our time as of now. First of all, let us focus that whether they are going for right selection of the partner or not. And I conducted a program in Gujarati because I am from Gujarat and larger acceptance will be there if I talk only in Gujarati. Otherwise, nobody will listen to me. तो प्रभुतामा पगला पाड़ता पहला मतलब शादी का जो सोचते हैं, शादी के जो बंधन में बंधने से पहले आपको क्या सिलेक्शन ऑफ द राइट पार्टनर कैसे करना है. एंड it was attended by huge 800 plus candidates amongst them, and a lot of question answer where even I am getting some questions now also कि सर हम ये करते हैं वो करते हैं कैसा करना है कैसा. तो ये अपनी थिंकिंग चेंज करने की जरूरत पड़ती है समटाइम हमको. वी शुड नॉट गो दैट नहीं वो 4 महीने पास तो डाइवोर्स का केस आ गया, आई विल हैंडल डाइवोर्स केस. आई आस्क ओनली वन क्वेश्चन: let this 800 people select a right partner. तो कम से कम 10-15 केस तो बच जाएंगे उसमें से डाइवोर्स के. तो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंकिंग आप उसको जब आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स लेके जाएंगे तभी आपको पता चलेगा कि हमको हैमर कहाँ मारनी है बराबर.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Dharmendra
thank you,
sir,
thank
for
you.
adding, and thank you, Divya ma'am, for wonderful session. And thank you, friends. We will meet and have a great day. Now it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you,
Hope,
everyone. It's a nice
hope
Very
talking
nice.
to you.
excellent session. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shweta, for the opportunity.
Thank you,
Divya.
Triminder sir.
Bye bye. Take care. All the
Kindly
best.
give your feedback.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, friends, kindly give
Yeah,
your feedback in the link.
I'm just feeling the feedback. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.